Good evening and welcome, friends, to this Wednesday edition of Which Way Today. Election campaign is in full swing, and every day, this time of the day, me and Niranjan joins me, bring to you stories that help you decide which way the wind is blowing. That's why Which Way Today. Niranjan.
Abhishek, we're looking at three stories like we do. The format is that we look at three stories and figure out how those stories are impacting the 2024 elections and which way the mood of the people, the opinion, the perception. And here are those three stories we're looking at very, very closely tonight. The three stories. The Prime Minister's Maharashtra push. He's in Mumbai. He's doing a roadshow live in Mumbai as we speak. Big pictures. Lot of people have gathered there in Mumbai. It's a showstopper there for the Prime Minister in financial capital. Where is Prajwal Revanna? Nobody knows, Abhishek. Every day in the media in Karnataka, there's a story planted that he's catching the flight at 12 and landing at midnight, but he just hasn't caught that flight yet. Tickets are changed, timings have changed, airlines have changed, his location has changed, but nobody knows where a sitting MP is, and he's accused of sexual assault.
Yeah, and we'll discuss that. Also, Swati Maliwal, been 50 hours plus, and she maintains studied silence. Even Kejriwal avoiding all questions on whether there is some threat and why Swati Maliwal made that charge. That's going to be our focus because remember, Sanjay Singh, Aam Aadmi Party senior leader, visited Swati Maliwal's residence, and still the mystery remains unsolved.
All right, so let's start with the first story. Where is Prajwal Revanna? Now, DK Giri is also joining us, on our broadcast today. DK Giri, this is a very, very curious story. You see, he's a sitting MP. He's not he's not any other guy. He's a sitting MP.
Yeah,
right?
And the family he's from.
He's the grandson of a former Prime Minister. His uncle is a former Chief Minister. His father himself has been a minister. He's a sitting MP fighting another election. There's a blue corner notice issued.
Yep.
But nobody seems to know where this character called Prajwal Revanna is.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, so I do not know where he is. But some people would know where he is. I don't know why he is not being brought back to the country, why he is not coming. He will come eventually, but I don't know when this mystery will end. The police should flesh him out wherever he is. Yeah, so we are not sure. Beyond that,
you think it's likely that even the Congress government knows?
Yeah.
Because the timing still remains suspect. Because if the Congress party really had those tapes, as it is said, for almost
those tapes are in the public, Abhishek.
Yes.
And I mean, I'll tell you how many. There was a comment made, Abhishek. There were nearly 2,000 pen drives. In today's day and age, there were actually 2,000 pen drives that were duplicated and sent to people in different places so that it would just go out. It was given to the media, it was given to prominent people, it was given to politicians, it was given to YouTubers, it was given to everybody.
But the timing. But the timing of the Congress party making an issue of it after, interestingly, Niranjan, the elections in the Gowda pocket is over. Which means, did they really want to harm the Gowdas? No.
No, Abhishek, there's a catch.
The Lingayat vote.
There's a catch.
The Vokkaliga vote.
There's a catch. The tapes came out a day before the polls. I was in the newsroom in Republic Kannada. In fact, some of these videos were even forwarded to me a day before the state went to polls. But nowhere in those videos you can actually see him. There's a voice, right? Now, we were legally, and before you know it, of course, there is an angle of conspiracy as well in this. One media house.
The timing.
One media house played it just the previous day at around 6 p.m. Okay?
So you mean to say it was actually planned or
timed? It was timed in a way that it's put out, and by that time, let me tell you, most people had it.
But then that does not take away from the criminality, right?
No, it doesn't.
He has to be caught. He has to be brought back.
Yes, and he is in alliance, his party is in alliance with BJP, and Congress is ruling in Karnataka. They should go all guns for him. I don't know.
It has to be said.
He made a point. I mean, Abhishek just said that I'm sure the Congress party knows where he is. I'm sure the centre knows where he is.
Absolutely.
I'm sure
it has to be said. The BJP has some explaining to do.
Abhishek, can I ask you something? Is there a possibility, Abhishek? You tell me whether it is really possible that the centre doesn't know. Do you think somewhere, looking at the embarrassment, and of course there are many conversations that have happened. I know that from the High Command, right, Kumaraswamy has been the points person. Some say that, you know, even the BJP in Karnataka is not as close to the High Command as Kumaraswamy is. So I'm sure they've had a conversation, right? And perhaps there's an understanding. This is a story that Republic Kannada broke as well, that in case there is a scenario that if, say, Prajwal Revanna wins, right, they will ask him to step down. His own uncle has disowned him, saying that if he's guilty, hang him.
No, he has to be disowned by everyone,
Yeah, sure.
including
Yeah.
the BJP.
So
So obviously that option is possible, Niranjan.
So you think they're going to like ask him to sort of give up his seat and give that ticket to someone else, because there are some names also doing the rounds of who could get that
If they
ticket.
don't, it would have consequences in terms of their optics. It would have, I think they would have a lot of explaining to do if they don't.
Yes.
Right?
It looks like a family feud as well. There is battle for political legacy in all the families.
But I don't think the family feud would have played out in a way that they may have engineered the tapes to come out, because there's still a close unit. And you know where the arrest took place, DK Giri? The arrest actually took place in the house of a former Prime Minister.
Oh, yes.
Revanna was in his father, Devegowda's house, and he was arrested from his house. And that is why there is also a sense of anger, because people feel, and people are, you know, people in Karnataka are generally, you know, they don't react. They just observe, they don't react, but they've learned that these tapes are not new, the controversy is not new, right?
Yep.
They waited, it was perhaps, but it has happened.
Oh, yes.
It is a crime.
It is a crime, sure.
He's a sitting MP, he's wanted.
Yes.
But the latest speculation, Abhishek, is that today he's going to land at midnight.
Ah.
I don't know whether he's going to
From Germany, from Frankfurt, from Munich, we don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, that's been the conversation. Should we move to the next one, which is a very important one?
Yeah.
Prime Minister has been campaigning in Maharashtra today. And Dindoli, for example. And I was listening to a couple of those speeches he made. And in fact, we are getting those live pictures,
I have a request, Abhishek. Before we go to the Maharashtra story, should we look at the Swati Maliwal story first and then come back to this? The reason I'm saying that is because we're getting Rahul Narikar live.
Okay,
he's not ready with us.
Yes,
So we'll go to
yes,
Swati Maliwal.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
The other story that you have to talk about is Swati Maliwal, because suddenly you see DK Giri, Kejriwal came out of jail for a few days, and he was like, you know, everybody was like, victory for Kejriwal. Kejriwal has won, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he's gone downhill in just one day.
I mean, more serious, actually.
It's much more serious.
It's more serious because if a crime has happened
Yeah.
and assault on a woman,
Yeah.
in Kejriwal's residence, he has some explaining to do. It can't be that the police won't ask him
Yeah.
that did this happen. And remember, there is a phone call. So while there is need of a formality of an FIR and a statement before that, but even if the statement is not there, that phone call itself provides that trigger for the police to actually register an FIR and go ahead with their probe.
There's a diary noting.
Yes, exactly.
There's a diary noting.
And you think that this is happening as it is being talked about, Niranjan, because Kejriwal at that moment, Aam Aadmi Party has to do this explaining.
Yeah.
Kejriwal at that moment when Swati Maliwal went to the residence, asked Swati Maliwal to resign from her Rajya Sabha seat because they have to make way for
That's also being
a
reported.
legal. It's being reported.
It's being reported. DK, it's possible, right? No one's denying it.
Well, I mean, Aam Aadmi Party, Kejriwal's leadership, and he's dealing with the press, creating news is as mysterious as anybody else. You know, he knows how to be in the news. And
Are you suggesting
think
that this happened to stay in the news?
No, but
well,
it's very serious
attention.
because if there is any IPC crime that has happened inside Chief Minister's residence,
Sure.
where according to the first complaint in the police register, it happened at the behest of the Chief Minister, then obviously it's a breach of the bail conditions. Because if you're out on an interim bail, you can't be accused of another IPC crime.
Absolutely.
It can be immediately cancelled.
But you see, she's a member of parliament. She is a known leader. She went to the police station. She got a few calls and come back. She did not file a complaint. Sanjay Singh testifies that this had happened. Yet there is no complaint. And why is she not complaining? Is she under, like you put it, is she
may be under pressure.
Well, I mean, what kind of pressure?
What kind of pressure?
You know, So
she was still given the ticket by the Aam Aadmi Party, right?
Yes,
Obviously. She owes her membership of the Rajya Sabha to the party. She owes her being chairman of the Delhi Commission for Women earlier. to the party. So obviously she can't.
But Abhishek,
go-
as the former chairman of Delhi Commission for Women, she should really
Are you
protect
suggesting she's in the threat?
No, she should defend her dignity as a woman. Then they sit, you know. And if
But
she has
maybe
been
there is threat to her.
slapped by a personal assistant of Kejriwal, she should go and file a complaint.
Because while the
If she is under pressure,
Aam Aadmi Party is refusing to come clean or make everything clear,
Yes.
Sanjay Singh did visit the residence of Swati
He did go there.
Yeah.
He went to
An
her
interesting
house.
soundbite that we got where the mother of Swati Maliwal
Yes.
is saying that, you know, the situation is not good. I want to talk on this.
Yes.
What does this mean, situation is not good?
Obviously, there's friction. There's friction,
There's
there's
friction,
pressure.
at least there is tension.
Yeah.
yeah, but it is amazing that the former chairperson of the National Commission for Women cannot defend herself, and she doesn't have the guts to file a complaint.
Right.
And you know, in preference to a Rajya Sabha seat, that's appalling,
Okay.
and that should not happen.
So- should come out.
That's our second story. We have another story lined up. Let's in fact put out the plate of what we are focusing on when we come back from that break. We have the Prime Minister who is in Mumbai. That's going to be our focus when we come back.
Yes.
What's the NDA impact in Maharashtra? Maharashtra, which way today is our focus when we come back, Steve. All right, we have Rahul Narvekar joining us on a day when the Prime Minister is in Mumbai. The Prime Minister's focus is on Maharashtra now. Maharashtra is the big one for the NDA. Rahul Narvekar campaigning in his seat.
Yes, yes.
Which way today in Maharashtra, Rahul Narvekar?
Certainly, it's the writing on the wall that the NDA is going to win with a thumping majority, like the rest of the nation. And I can assure you that we'll win at least 42 seats out of 48 seats, if not more.
Okay, but you think the Mahayuti has had little more trouble vis-a-vis MVA this time? Because maybe there was confusion on the ground among the cadres and the second-rung leadership as to which way the wind is blowing so far as the leadership is concerned?
No.
Because it took a while for the Yuti to get the candidates right.
See, the Mahayuti consists of Shiv Sena, BJP, NCP, RPI, and also Manse has supported MNS. And therefore, there were capable candidates in all the parties. So to make a choice which would be the best suitable candidate for every constituency would definitely take some time. The other side had no choice. They were giving candidates because they didn't have a choice. They didn't have anyone who was capable of contesting. Even if you consider my home constituency, which is South Mumbai, the MP has not been noticed for the last 10 years. And the people are absolutely fed up. And therefore, electing NDA candidate from South Mumbai is going to be not a priority, but a compulsion.
Rahul, I saw a picture. You spoke about South Mumbai. I actually saw a picture of, what's his name? I forget his name now. Aditya Thackeray. Aditya Thackeray was at an auditorium in South Mumbai. And the auditorium, even the auditorium was not full. I'm assuming that the strength of the auditorium was 200 or 300. And even some seats in the auditorium were empty. I can show you that picture. Today, the Prime Minister makes a reference of Nakli Sena. What is Nakli Sena? And what do you make of
that
it?
for a while?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Bala Saheb's legacy versus Nakli Sena is the theme for Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Please understand that people who have ditched and who have deserted Honorable Bala Saheb Thackeray's ideology, people who have compromised with his thought process, people who have compromised with his principles are not going to be tolerated by the people of Maharashtra. If you remember that Swatantra Veer Savarkar, who is the torchbearer of Hindutva today in the country, he was worshipped by every Shiv Sainik. Today, Uddhav Thackeray has preferred to sit hand in hand with the Congress, which has time and again insulted the great legend, Swatantra Veer Savarkar. This is not going to be accepted by the people of Maharashtra, and especially the Shiv Sainiks. Bala Saheb Thackeray had said, I will shut down shop if there comes a day when I have to join hands with the Congress. And Mr. Uddhav Thackeray proudly smiles on national television and says, I will proudly vote for the hand. So this shows the compromise and to the what level can they stoop down for selfish politics and for power. People of Maharashtra have recognized this virtue of theirs and therefore will never stand by this unholy outfit of MVA.
All right. In the case of Aurangabad, perhaps even AIMIM supporting Bala Sahib's candidate, right? Oh, Mr. Narvekar?
To the best of my knowledge, AIMIM has put up their own candidate in Sambhajinagar, Aurangabad. And therefore, the question of them supporting anyone else, I don't understand. And if there is any candidate who is Balasaheb Thackeray's candidate, it is Eknath Shinde's party candidate who is Balasaheb Thackeray's candidate, because it is Eknath Shinde's party that has not compromised with the values of Honorable Balasaheb Thackeray, and for the sake of his ideology have decided to take the party's ethos, values and culture ahead.
Okay, Rahul Narvekar, thank you for joining us on 2024. Which way today? All the best to you and your campaign. Thank you very much.
Interesting that there is this talk that maybe in some pockets there is some understanding between Uddhav Sena and even AIMIM.
Possible. Possible. They have had, in fact, they've agreed with each other on several issues. Their stands have been the same. So, in Hyderabad, for example,
Yeah.
the Congress backed off, right?
Yeah.
Part of the Indie bloc. Okay. That's it on this edition of 2024 Which Way Today. Thank you, DK Giri, for joining us.